circle punch and a little strip of paper, say about 2 inches. And I have mine, and now I can't locate it real quick, but we'll just use this. This was some that I've been using earlier. I had a nice strip that was all fresh and clean, but we'll use this. I told you this was informal. So go ahead and just punch out 2 of those. There you go. And again, we're going to go ahead and ink with the creamy brown ink around the edges. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to take off that raw edge. All right. And then the stamps that I'm using for this is this real nice Memories of Fall circle. I'm going to be using that one for the front along with the number 12. And then on the back side, I have a stamp from last year's Art Warehouse fall set. This real pretty leaf, we're going to use that on the back side. And this is often on an old alphabet set. It says grateful, just grateful, grateful, things that I'm grateful for with the G. So this is what we're going to use to embellish these circles. Back again to the umber. Load the ink onto your stamp. And I'm standing a little bit of an angle, so hopefully I can get this in the center, but you're just going to want to eyeball it and stamp it right in the center. And then just go ahead and put that right back on your sheet. And then the same. Very nice. All right. And then the 12, you could set your numbers both up onto your block at the same time. But because my circle is a little bit smaller and I don't want to go outside the circle, I'm going to want to stamp closer. So I'm actually going to stamp individual. That gives me a tighter spacing. Using the landscape, just going to go ahead and stamp that. And then come back in with the 2. And then I can sneak right up nice and close to it, where you could not if you put both stamps on at the same time. Very good. All right, and then the grateful. Do the same with that. And we're going to stamp right in the center. And this is a little big for this stamp, so it's a little offset. It's not perfect, but I don't stress over that. I just go with it. And now we're going to go ahead and adhere those to the cover. So you're going to want to go ahead and put your adhesive on both the circles. And I just eyeball it and put it in the corner. And then flip that over. And then we're just going to go right over top of that on the other side. And there you have your acrylic cover. You can go ahead and stamp the date if you wanted. I just used a little number stamp or a little, like a stamp from Office Max, a little date stamp. Now to bind this, you have a couple options. You can use the Bind It All. So you can go ahead and punch your holes and use the binder. We're not going to bind it right away, but I'll just talk about the binding real quick. You have your options, or you can use the Crop-A-Dile and just punch 2 holes. So whichever your choice is, you can go ahead and do that. To prep that, you would want to go ahead and punch your holes for your cover, the front and back. Oh, here it is. All right. And then your actual acrylic. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with the Bind It All. And I'm just going to put it in here, and I don't know if you can see that with the camera up top above here, but I'm just going to line that up and then just punch right through it. And I would do the same for each of the covers. Here's the other one. And that's what it takes to make your cover. What you'll want to go ahead and get ready for next is your pockets. And I gave you a template that you can use. These pockets I just actually purchased off of eBay. They're a little library pocket, but if you just Google library pocket, you're going to find a lot of options out there to purchase those, or just add, if you have like a teacher store in your area, you can pick these up. You're going to want 12 of them, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to punch all of them with your Bind It All with your holes. Go ahead and do that ahead of time. And then you're going to go and ink around all of the edges with your creamy brown ink. And I just go around all the edges, front and back. And then just actually pop that open a little bit there, that pocket, just to make a nice edge. So you're going to do that on all 12 of your pockets. And you're going to want a nice assortment of tags. Now these are beautiful Creative Cafe tags. This is the extra large tags. If you do not have access to the Creative Cafe, then all you want to do is just take some cardstock in nice fall colors and go ahead and trim them to the size that I stated on my blog. I think they're just a little over 6 inches. But what I want you to actually do maybe is to cut them a little bit shorter. I did not want my tags to stick out all of the way out of my book. So I trimmed off just a smidgen. I just trimmed off just a little bit. And you'll want to stay consistent. So if you just make a measurement on one, and then just trim that exact amount off of all 12 of your tags. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick up next week. We're going to go ahead and start, and we're going to run this through the 12 days prior to Thanksgiving, and we're going to stamp on the pockets, and then we're going to use this for journaling and for photos. So you're going to be able to stamp on the front. We're going to put a photo on the back, and we're also going to put a photo on the tag and then journal on the back side of the tag. And we will go step by step each day through all 12 tags. So be sure to check back on my blog, and thanks.